So I just made a grave mistake and recorded the entire first part of this video and didn't press record. So wait, there's a sound effect for this. My name is Alicia. I am a freshman at Dartmouth College right now, and the purpose of me filming this is to hopefully get more comfortable filming because it's nerve-wracking and I'm in a room where there is a bunch of people outside, and Mama is not the most confident in her public speaking when it's in front of nobody. So, I'm here to tell you my favorite books and why they're my favorite. I'm going to tell you 5 of them. The first one we have is The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is so fucking good. Oh, bleep. But this is so good. And I would recommend it to every living soul. Basically, the premise of this is that this girl's mom is murdered. She walks into a dressing room, and then there is blood smeared all over the walls. And her mom's body is missing. Dun dun dun, you know? Her mom was a psychic, and she taught her daughter what a BPE, behavior, personality, and some other shit. Her daughter becomes really good at this in profiling people. Flash forward 2 years later, some guy leaves a business card at her work with her tip because she's a waitress. She calls this business card up. Turns out he's an FBI agent. This FBI agent is like, please come study with me. I have this program where we teach natural children to learn the ways of the FBI. We study cold cases and blah, blah, blah. Super cool. She's like, chill, let me go. She convinces her family. She goes, blah, 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 blah. She gets there. There's a love triangle. Oh, so good. Side plot. That is not a main part of the story, but it's just really good. Team Dean or whatever. So she goes to this school, and there's 5 other people there. They have Michael. Michael is an emotion reader, so he can just look at your body language face and know what you're feeling. There's Leah. She is a human lie detector, so don't get caught lying around her. Dean and Cassie, the main character, both share the profiling gift, so they can profile people, which is a basic tact of the FBI, which is super cool. And then there's Sloane, and Sloane is really good with numbers and schemes, and she's basically like the STEM girly, but amplified by 1,000. So it gets very good from there. Flash forward, there's a lot going on, but this murder going on, this investigation, this murderer sends a box to Cassie with a little bit of evidence from the case that is relevant. A lot goes on. Cassie gets another one. The case revolves around her, and you follow her and the other 4 people in the Naturals program and their journey with this book. It's so fucking good. The next one is a little bit more depressing. It is My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. I read this not too long ago, and it completely destroyed me. My heart is broken still for it. I don't think I will ever be able to reread this book unless I want it myself, because it was that heartbreaking. I don't want to even say it in depth because I feel like I'd be doing a disjustice to it. But this girl goes to this boarding school. Her name is Vanessa. She has bright red hair. She's gorgeous. She's 15. She comes around to have an affair with her teacher, her English teacher, and it explores some very dark topics of how it affected her in her adult life and how they still are strung along. And it is just so sad. I would say read it. Have some guts. You can get through it. The next one. The Silent Patient by Alex. How the fuck do you say this name? Sorry. Alex Michaelides. I only started reading this book. Well, 1, it was really popular on TikTok. And 2, because the main character's name is Alicia. And I was like, that's me. I thought that it'd be really good, and I didn't know what I was thinking about. But basically, oh my god, it's been so long since I read this. Maybe I need to recap. Good thing I'm teaching it to you. Premise of the book: this girl murdered her husband and then refused to talk ever since. Would not speak a word And it was like, what, like 5-10 years later, this one therapist was like, I'm going to break her. I will make her talk. And it is basically the story of how he makes her talk. And I'm not going to say anymore because it spoils it all. And I want you to read this book, and I want you to have the full experience that I did. And let's just say, like, mind fucking blown. I had no clue what that twist was going to be. And I was baffled. Genuinely baffled to my core. So, read that. The next one is The Selection by Kiera. Kiera, Marry Me. I know you're like low-key a Republican, so you probably don't believe in gay rights, but marry me because I love you so much. Fun fact, Kiera sent me a grad gift, and I think that she's my favorite woman ever. Okay, maybe not because Taylor Swift, but I love you. Please have my babies if I were a man. Because this book is the series. I've read the series over probably 10 times. I read it probably twice a year. The whole series, all 3 books, because it's just that delectable. The premise of this is our main character, America's Singer. She is very low income. She is in the caste system. Basically, there are 7 castes. First caste is royal, super rich. Second caste is super rich. Third caste, and just goes down from there until the 7th caste has technically no caste because they're like disowned. So she's in the 5th caste, so she's very poor. She's a singer, like in the name. Love my girl Kiera, but come on. Is this, I guess, competition, you could say. There are 35 girls chosen to be a part of the selection, which basically means the prince needs a wife, and they choose from the entirety of the country. They fill out a form, they do interviews, and then it is announced on television. Our Miss Girl America is in love with this guy named Aspen, and they're not to be together because he's in a lower caste, and if she marries him, then she's fucked and has to go to his caste and be even poorer than she is. He made her promise that she would at least apply to be a part of the selection. She was like, I'm not going to win a bunch of things for my mom if I do it, so I'm going to do it. She does. She goes online, and she sees Aspen's family there. None of their families, either of them, know that they've been together for years. Both the moms start gossiping on the street. They're like, my boy has been so happy lately. He's been saving up for maybe a marriage that we don't know about. What? To who? How? So then, Miss Girl gets so happy while she's in line. She takes her picture, and she's love struck right now. So she's so happy, so beautiful. When the time comes that she's watching TV with her family, saying who was chosen for the selection, whose name was called? America's Singer. She was called. So she goes through the selection. She was told before she was going that you should never turn down the prince to whatever he wants. She's like, I don't like this guy. This guy's fucking gross. Oh, sorry. This guy's gross. She's like, I need some air one night. So she runs down to the palace, but the guards are like, we can't let you out. She's like, I don't give a fuck, let me out. Oh. Anyways, let me out of this castle right now. And she's like fighting with them until the prince comes up behind her, and he's like, hey guards, let her go. She just wants some air. She goes outside. He follows her. He's like, my dear. And she's like, don't call me my dear, you. She knees him in the groin. She kicks him in the groin. Girl boss, you know? He's like, I could call my social security on you. You could be done for right now. Go home. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hear you out. She runs away. She's like, no, fuck you. Oh. And he hears her out. And she's like, I was just having an anxiety attack, and told him what she was told before she came. And he was like, oh, I'm going to get on that real quick. That is not how anybody should be talking about me. Like, she was like, hey, I need to be here because I get a stipend however long, and I need to pay for my family. Let's be friends. I'll be your insider. Keeps her for a while, and then it gets romantic from there. There's some devious between the two. It's like how I would describe this book, The Bachelor with Death. but better because it's like an actual girl and it's not like, oh, I'm not gonna say that actually. Anyways, so good. 10 out of 10 every time. It only gets better from there. There's 3 books in the series. I would literally die if I hadn't read this book. It was my everything. Is Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. This book probably, it's been a while. It's been probably 4 years now. Oh my god, it's been 4 years. So good, by the way. I have thought about it a lot since. I cannot tell you a lot of the scenes that have gone on because it's been so long since I've read it. I want to reread it. It's on my list. But it is a memoir about Dolly Alderton's life. And by the name of it, it sounds like it's gonna be a love story, but no. This girl's whole book is about friendship, and it's just so good. I can't tell you any scenes because it's been so long since I've read it, but I remember being like soul crushed after it, being like, this is so philosophical and amazing and whatever. Okay, the last book I'm going to talk about is an honorary mention, and it's because it's a book that I wrote. It is Unsolicited by Alicia Williams. It's on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, or whatever. It is a poetry collection about my life. A memoir that I wrote basically at 15. Who read the memoir at 15? I don't know, but I did. Read it, buy it, love it. And that's all I say. So, I feel significantly comfier in here talking, and that was the goal. So thankful for that. There's still a bunch of people outside, and I really hope they haven't heard me talk this whole time because that would be so embarrassing, and I don't know if I can live after that. But hope to see you around. Let me know what my name should be because I don't know what the name of this podcast be. Okay. Poll before I go. Is it gonna be something astrology book related? It has to be book related somehow, but I want it to be good. Something new. There is a YouTuber that I fucking love. I don't even know her name, but her YouTube account is Shitty Book Club. Twice. I just cursed twice in there. But yeah, she's so good. And I love her. So something like that, because I really do like that name. But at the same time, like, fuck, I wish I thought of it first. Okay, anyways. I'll see you soon. Bye. Oh my god, it's been 4 years. So good, by the way. I have thought about it a lot since. I cannot tell you a lot of the scenes that have gone on because it's been so long since I've read it. I want to reread it. A memoir about Dolly Alderton's life. And by the name of it, it sounds like it's gonna be a love story, but no. This girl's whole book is about friendship, and it's just so good. I can't tell you any scenes because it's been so long since I've read it, but I remember being like soul crushed after it, being like, this is so philosophical.
Editing Alicia here? What the fuck does philosophical mean?
The last book I'm going to talk about is an honorary mention, and it's because it's a book that I wrote. It is Unsolicited by Alicia Williams. It's on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. It is a poetry collection. Read it, buy it, love it. And that's all I say. Still a bunch of people outside, and I really hope they haven't heard me talk this whole time because that would be so embarrassing, and I don't know if I can live after that. Hope to see you around. A Shitty Book Club. Twice. I just cursed twice in there. I'll see you soon. Bye.